Welcome to our first midweek service. We're going to sing Holden evening prayer as usual. Pastor Mark and Allison are out of town at the death of Allison's father. So he's not here. I want to thank Bill Patterson for helping us with a little bit of discussion on our Come Have Breakfast, the creation theology text that we're looking at for Lent. And
can't hear you.
Sorry. I want to thank Bill Patterson for giving us a hand at our discussion time. It's okay if we haven't read. We'll just think about God and creation and our relationship with it. So, when we get to the two-part part, sing whatever you prefer. Looking at the crowd, I think I'll sing the second part. Jesus Christ, you are the light of the world. Light of darkness in the world. Stars come, for it is evening. The day is almost over. Let your light scatter the darkness. Shine in your evil days. Christ light and
Amen.
Hi. I don't know, it's interesting to think the line out that's always in the prayer, you are the light and the life of all creation. And reading these few chapters that I read here, it seems to me that what Professor Johnson is doing is asking us to see ourselves as very integral part of creation, not as something separate or more powerful or more important than anything else. She wants us to sort of embrace that idea, that not just the idea. I mean, it's a stretch, right? To say to ourselves, this is all for all of us. You know, every creature. This is for all of us. And it seems to me that she's going to have these meditations, right, and these biblical psalms and so forth that sing out about that. I think it's going to be fun to explore, because I think there's moments where I had to go, oh, okay, wait. But I think particularly, I probably would like to know how other people thought. Humans have a right to command and control, even when the theme of stewardship is introduced to obligate human consciousness to act responsibly toward the natural world. The story is read as favoring human separation from support and superiority over the rest. And so she's saying this is what we think we take from these readings, that, oh, we're superior, right? We have dominion. And, not so much. And these things, the things with Genesis, to me, always has been, there's a certain amount of violence in there. There's a certain amount of nastiness, and yet there's this incredible notion of the creation. I think Marilyn Robinson recently wrote, when God created the heaven and earth, is one of the greatest sentences ever written. And and we think about that, and we think, and she doesn't hesitate to include science in this.
Right.
That it's been billions of years in the coming, and which is really nice to read instead of, the old dogma. And
if it says 7 days, it was 7 days.
Yeah.
Right.
But there was just so many. I like the idea of go have an adventure, right? Best to let go of the idea of God as monarch acting upon other means. Move your mind in the direction of the living God, who is in infinite holy mystery. Sit with the truth that our finite minds cannot comprehend the one who is infinite. Our finite hearts cannot grasp without limit. Look toward God not as an individual actor within the range of creatures, but as an unimaginable personal source of all beings, a very grounded being. This is on page 19. Yeah. The beyond in our midst, a generative ocean of love, Creator Spirit. Then begin to realize that the power of the Creator Spirit is not exercised as raw power, but is love that empowers with. God's creative activity brings into being a universe endowed with the innate capacity to evolve by the operation of its own natural powers, making it a free partner in its own creation. So, we're going to come and go, but we do have a certain, power to, because it's such a lofty idea, but the power to, to create along with God.
Right? There were a couple of things in there. over time, and especially in the modern era, the meaning of dominion, God gave us dominion over the earth, has shifted to mean domination instead of a special responsibility.
Yeah, right. That was a great sentence.
Yeah.
Difference.
Yeah. The reading through this Psalm 104 and how she broke it up and dissected, I thought was really so beautiful. But even in the very beginning, when she says something, have you ever looked at a cow on a hill and said, that belongs to God. That's God's creation. You know, have I looked at my dog and said, that's God's creation? Well, I think maybe my dog, you know, because of the love it gives me, but not necessarily somebody else's dog.
No, right.
You know, so I think that this journey in this book is going to be also, God creates from nothing. From nothing. And we create from things that God has made. You know, whether it's our special abilities that God gave us as human beings, or, you know, we take something, we take our voice, we make music, we take our hands and build, and God creates out of nothing, and He didn't stop creating.
No, and He still is.
He still is creating. He, she, they, God is still creating. Yeah.
It always reminds me, like, I guess, and this is the personal one. When I go to the beach, right, and when the weather's good, I'll walk into the water, right, and you look out over Lake Michigan, and, you know, there's this sort of, I see the horizon, which we don't see from most of our houses anymore, right?
Right.
And sort of this infinite image of blue or whatever color the sky is and all this and that. And so you have this moment and you go, oh yeah, this is me, you know, communing with the being. Right? And then you turn around, stay in the water, and you look up, and if you're at the state park, you see the forest and the sand dunes and so forth. Or if you're in Waukegan, you see the city on the bluff, and you look, and you know, for that moment, you're a part of that too, right? I mean, if you give it that moment, that chance, you know, not like, oh God, but it's just, I don't know, and I think that's what she's saying is, you know, go have an adventure like that, go into the world with this frame of mind that you are definitely part of creation, and you're not here to destroy.
Right. That we are kin in partnership, not in domination for our own use.
Right.
And good pleasure.
Yeah. And it's hard, you know, to stay away from the thoughts of anger that we have about the things that go on and the use that we see. But I think she's asking us to hold back, you know, and to not let that take you away from your relationship to nature and to this creator. This is just what I think from reading 3 chapters. So it seems pretty powerful in that way.
I think it's a good time of year for us to be reading this.
Yeah, I
to
do
see
too,
the changing of the seasons and the obviousness of creation.
Like we saw our first robin today, right?
Yes.
So I was like, oh, cool.
I heard a red blackbird trilling yesterday.
Yeah. So I don't know if any of you read this so far.
I didn't get as far as I wanted.
Okay.
But I was just saying to Jeff on the way over here, this is a great time to be thinking about creation.
Yes.
You know, winter's ending and spring's.
And And she says, I don't know, I don't like reading introductions because I always feel like, well, I'll read it after and see if you did what you said you were going to do. But I did read it, and she does offer up the notion of just openness anywhere. Because each of these are like separate meditations, and they will all have a biblical verse or some such thing at the end for you to think about. So I thought that was, interesting thing to say. Just go ahead and wander through this if you so desire. There's not a thread